shocking and feels quite harmful to the community, and I'm just devastated.
Salt Lake City officials are investigating the unauthorized demolition of a historic church. Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Robin O'Guigne.
And I'm Max Roth. The work took place without prior notice on Easter Sunday. Fox 13 News political reporter Ben Winslow has an in-depth look at the old Fifth Ward Chapel.
The Fifth Ward Meeting House is a historic site, and Salt Lake City says what happened was unpermitted and illegal. In fact, they say construction crews fled when confronted by city workers, but we still don't know exactly why this happened.
The perception isn't good.
Construction equipment is still here outside the old Fifth Ward Chapel, a designated historic site. Salt Lake City had people out investigating on Monday what happened.
In this case, there were no permits for demolition. There's been no development plan submitted to the city. And so it appears as though the property owner has not started the official process of getting approval to even demolish the building or make changes to the site.
Salt Lake City's planner says the demolition violated several laws, including work without a permit, failure to obtain approval to alter a historic site, and failure to get an air quality permit for demolition. The property owner faces potential fines.
The only way they can remedy this is to essentially restore the damage that they've done.
The registered manager for the property has not returned messages from Fox 13 News seeking comment, but did post on X, "We are actively working to figure out what happened."
It has a long, rich history within this community, and to have it just be blatantly and cruelly destroyed this way, I think is a shame.
Gene Gardner is a former owner of the building who sold it in 2018.
When we sold it, we specifically, we're looking for someone that wasn't going to let it be derelict and wasn't going to tear it down.
The Fifth Ward Latter-day Saint Meeting House has had many incarnations throughout its long life. It was built in 1910 as a chapel before being sold and going on to be a concert venue, office spaces.
It had been a Gothic nightclub, the Sanctuary, at that point, so it was completely painted all black inside and boarded up, and with a lot of community help and a shoestring budget, we were able to restore it back to a place of spiritual practice as a Tibetan Buddhist temple.
Salt Lake City planners say they're speaking with the developer, but they haven't indicated a reason for the unauthorized work.
I think just the fact that somebody who's a known developer in the city had crews that they hired out demolishing a building on a weekend without permits, to us is enough that, it certainly destroys whatever trust the city has in issuing permits to that individual and following through.
All things are impermanent, but it still doesn't mean that you don't feel when those things are destroyed and taken away.
Coincidentally, the Salt Lake City Council is in the midst of reconsidering its ordinances that are in place on unauthorized demolition of historic sites. That could include revising the amount for fines that would be issued for any potential violations. In Salt Lake City, Ben Winslow, Fox 13 News, Utah.
And Salt Lake City Mayor Aaron Mendenhall is weighing in on the illegal demolition. On the social media platform Threads, the mayor says, "What happened on Easter morning is not okay, which is why we halted it as soon as we learned of it. City processes and permits, especially for historic buildings, exist for a reason. This public process is important. The city is pursuing penalties for the property owner, as well as ensuring the site is made secure for the safety of those in the neighborhood."